Hello, Double Talk 73 here. What we're going to do this time, if you step right on through your Lone Star Exploration 1, pretty self-explanatory. Just follow the highlighted areas and you'll be fine. If you have to come back here and do this Exploration 1, stop by the store and bring the smallest keep net you can get, which is like 4.4 pounds max weight, so it don't take you forever to fill it up to finish that mission. So here on Lone Star Exploration 2, what we have to catch is a channel catfish, smallmouth buffalo, grass pickerel, spotted bass, okay, and travel to Lone Star. So what I'm going to use an Elemental 6'7" rod, an Xperia Slim 2500 Sport reel. See, that's a 7-pound max line weight. The max drag on the reel is 6.4 pounds. So I'm using 0.09 mono line, which is 6 pounds. Then I'm going to start with a 1/6 ounce number 2 gold casting spoon. Now I also have a silver one, okay, and then in a little bit we're going to change to this 1/8 ounce spinner. See what we can do with that too. So let's travel. Make sure you got a license. Travel to Lone Star. And if you did Exploration 1, you already have the advanced license, so that's what you need to keep some of the larger fish. So we're going to go over here. And we like to try to fish at peak times. So let's see if we can catch a spotted bass. That's what I'm going to fish for first. Spotted bass and the chain pickerel. So we're going to go down here. Whoops. Let's walk in the water. On the walkway. Walk out a ways. I'm going to cast out this way. I probably want to increase my drag a little bit. Put it right there. Then we use a stop and go. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use, and then we'll change the time. I don't think I'll catch a fish right now, but I just want to show you the time. And then I'm going to show you where I'm going to fish for the bass. This is the technique we're going to use, okay? Okay, stop and go, about in the middle. Okay. Now, turn my light. I know from past experience that bass are in this area, okay? So that's where I'm going to fish. And then I want to take my time, move it up where it's starting to peak, okay? Oops, you know what I didn't do? I didn't change it, did I? We're going to 12. We're going to advance time. Now, if you have to advance time again, it's going to cost you bait coins. So you really don't want to do that. And we're going to let's try with a 2-speed at first. See what happens. That looks pretty good. And remember, PPPP. Practice, patience, persistence. What do we got here? We got a nice trophy white crappie. Whatever we catch is money. Even if we're not catching the fish that we're going after, it's money. Money and bait coins is what you have to have in this game. To stay in it, be able to buy gear, move on, and have fun. Gotta have bait coins. You can have fun, but you gotta have money to be able to move to different lakes, travel, license, heavier gear as you go along. And that's so even though if we're not catching the fish we want to, we're still, ooh, nice one. We're still catching money. It's just like catching money, which is pretty cool, huh? And if we don't catch what we're going for with the gold one, We'll swap to the silver one, see what it'll do. Had a hit there. See, along the blue, along the bottom of my drag and power. I don't know what to call those. That graph, the three-way graph. Now, if you don't have the three-way graph, that's one that is kind of helps a lot, so you can tell what's going on with your rig, both your reel, your rod, and your line. If you have the single column graph, it's kind of hard. Let me show you where that is. Go into settings, and it's right here. All you do is click on it. If you'd like to change the size of your bobbers, you can do that here, but you click on it, then hit apply, and then apply, and then you'll have that see the reel, rod, and line. Now, as far as setting your rig up, you want them in descending order. First you want your reel the strongest, then your rod, then your line. And you can have your rod and reel reversed. You can have your rod the strongest and your reel the weakest, and then your line. That works too, but not too much difference in their weights. Then later on, when you start catching fish with teeth, like pike and muskie and whatever, there we go. There's this grass pickerel. You'll want to use leaders. Pike Master 2, cool. You won't get that. I've caught a lot of pike. I'm just back here to do this mission to try to help lower level players. People that are just starting the game. I think if you get through the tutorial, you should be level 4 or 5. And you should have about 9 bait coins, I believe, if I remember right. And what I would do at your earliest convenience, whenever you got, I think it takes 3 bait coins to buy Texas as an unlimited advanced license. I would do that because chances are you're going to lose all your money. I did. When I was first starting to play, I lost all my money, I think 3 times. So it happens. Believe me, it happens. So don't be ashamed. Don't be sorry. Just I'll show you something else here in just a second. There's free bait here. You can get free bait once every 24 hours. That is a 24-hour real life day. And it'll tell you come back tomorrow when you come too early. Okay? I'll show you when I get this in. I'll show you that where that's at, and I'll put on that silver spoon to see if we can't catch a bass. Then all we need to catch is a smallmouth buffalo and the channel catfish to finish this Texas, or the Lone Star Exploration 2. And I don't think I did videos on this when I was first starting, so okay. See where we are on the bridge? Okay. This is where we spawned in, okay, right here. Okay. So that's this location right here. Okay, if you see this sign right over here, walk towards that sign. Path to the left, there's a compost pile right there. Stick your rod in it. See the E for interaction? Press the E. There you go. There's 25 redworms. So even when you go completely broke and you have to come back here and start building your money up again, and it can happen. Like I said, it happens to experienced players. You can get you free bait there and start building your money again. Now I have some links that I'm going to post in the comments below the video that will help you tremendously. That I would have given a lot to have those when I first started playing. One is how to set up balanced rods. One is the map of Texas with all the location for all the fish here. And another one is a map of all the lakes, an interactive map of all the lakes in the game. Well, interesting. And all you do is click on one of the pictures of the lake, and up will come all that information about that lake below it. And then below that are all the fish species that are on the lake. Click on one of those fish species, opens up another tab, the baits and lures to catch those fish. But as you go along, you'll find out that there are other ways and other baits to catch the fish. Anyhow, click on one of the fish and it shows the bait and lures. Then you go down below that and there is a map of the lake that you're clicked on the picture of. And on that map are little bitty tiny fish. Now you can expand that picture and point to one of those fish and it'll tell you what that fish was and what it was caught with. Now it doesn't tell you the weather, doesn't tell you the time of day, but it will tell you how that fish was caught or what it was caught with. Very, very, very valuable information. So like I said, I will post those links in the description below. And you're welcome to pass them on. Any of your friends that are just starting the game, pass them on. That's what we do. We learn a little bit and pass it on. That's the fisherman's way. And PPPP, practice, patience, persistence will produce. Okay? And we help each other. We have a good fishing community. Yeah, there's like anything. There's always some rotten apples in the barrel, but they don't stay around very long. They get weeded out. And like I say, they don't stay around very long. So let's try over here this other side. We're not having a lot of luck right there. So let's try over here. Oops, got in some weeds, so maybe I'll get loose. There we go. You'll know you're loose. See, I'm on 2-speed. If I had got hung up in the lily pads or water lilies or whatever, or reeds or sawgrass or whatever, it would jump up to 4-speed, and when I tried to reel, it'd reel it in, and so you can let it go. Now, when you're first starting out, if you look at under your missions, there's underwater items that you want to keep: rag, a shoe, bark, different weeds like dark hornet, a little bit of everything. But look and see what you want to keep, and you keep what you need, because if you finish one of those missions while you're fishing for something else, you get bait coins for that too, and a little trophy. I ain't figured out what to do with the trophies. You can't sell them. You can't even get rid of them. They're just in your backpack or in your home storage. They don't take up any room. They're just there. The important thing is, as you go along, you want to buy. Now here's the thing. My net is full. That doesn't mean anything. I can keep on fishing, working on this mission that I'm working on. Now, when I catch the fish, I'm not going to get the money, but I do get the XP. So that's something to think of too. So if you pay a lot of money to get to a lake in the future, and you're there mainly to try to level up, You want, as you go along, try to buy the biggest keep net that you can afford. See, now I'm hung up. That's going to bring in a water lily or something. And if I need that item, I'll keep it. It's pondweed. I'm going to keep it. I don't know if I need it because I haven't checked yet. But I know I need that. Now, there are some things that you'll catch on here that you can't keep. You can't keep turtles. You can't keep crayfish. You can't keep the blue crab when you get to Blue Crab Island. You can't keep the caiman when you get down to South America. You take pictures of them, but you can't keep them. When you get to Russia, you can't keep the beluga. They are a protected species. If you keep them, it's a $25,000 fine. That's kind of hefty, so that will kind of deter you from keeping them. And when you get to where you're fishing for eels, you can't keep them either. They are protected. So just remember that. Follow the instructions. If it says protected release, that's what you want to do. Now see, here's the other side of my keeper here. My max weight is 2.2 pounds. I think the spotted bass here are going to be that size. They might even be bigger. But we're going to go over here on this side and see. But if I catch one that's too big for my net, it gives me the option to take a chance. If I want to keep it, take a chance on getting a fine. People that fish with me a long time know that they call me the king of fines, because I wear a hat, so up across the top of your screen, if your lake, when you're on other lakes and you buy a license, and it's good for 24 game hours, from one day to the next, 24 hours. And if you run over that time, that license is going to expire. And then if you catch a fish, it's going to give you the option to either keep the fish or release it. And if you keep it, you may get a fine. A lot of times the fines are anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. So sometimes you just take a chance, keep it, But you want to make sure you got enough money to cover your fine. Because it'll come right out of your money. Okay, let's go back to Goldwyn on this side. And here's another thing. When you're first starting out, start with your drag this is your drag setting. You set it by using your plus and minus keys. There's plus, plus, minus, minus. Set it about half the distance, and then you can always go up. But you don't not want any of these graphs here to go above red. If you do, you've lost your lure, you've lost your fish, whatever. It's gone. So it's better to start low, and you can increase one click at a time if you need to, until you can get the fish in. And if you're fishing with light gear and catching big fish, there's a way to do that too. A lot of people want to raise the rod and pump it and fight it, pump it and fight it. The way I do it is I catch the fish and I just reel. Push my rod up just a bit and it reel at constant speed. And when you're catching really bigger fish later on, you can watch the reel. It'll be up in the red or up near the top. And if it goes down like halfway, then you start reeling again before the fish gets loose. You go back up, stop reeling, and it goes back down, start reeling again. That's the way you can fight bigger fish with a smaller rig. If you fight bigger fish with a smaller rig, you get more XP, and you can level up faster. Just another way of having more fun and make the game more challenging. Let's see what a 1-speed will do. I don't know if I can get much action on this lure with 1-speed. We'll give it a try. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. We just don't want to sink to the bottom and stay there because we can't control it. Persistence and patience. And don't hop and skip around when you get some money and go to the next level up lake. Go in progression. Learn to fish. Learn each lake. Like we go from Texas to Mudwater, from Mudwater to Rocky, from Rocky to Falcon, from Falcon to Emerald, or the other way around. And learn to fish. And it's fun. Because then when you need to go back to those lakes to do a competition, you already know how to fish that lake. And winning competitions that the developers have put up can get you really nice X-Series gear that you can't get anywhere else, plus bait coins and money. And then on the custom competitions, there's a lot of people that they just specialize in competitions. Okay, let's see what we can do with this spoon now. Okay, we'll put a spoon on. A spinner. Where are you, spinner? 1/5 ounce. Is it the 1/5 ounce? What is this one? 1/6 ounce. 1/6 ounce. 1/5. 1/2. 1/8 ounce. There we go. That's what I want. And you work it the same way. Okay, let's see if we can catch us a spotted bass. Or something else. This takes time, persistence, patience, and hopefully it will produce. What we got here? Oh, that's something a little decent. What is it? Another pickerel? Yeah. See, that one's net's full. That's right. So let's go ahead and leave. Now we'll just stay here. Get the XP anyhow. But after you fill your net in Exploration 1, if you have a bigger net, then you can put it back on and come over here, and then when you catch the fish, you'll be able to keep the money. And I think I'm going to put the silver one back on. Try one more cast with this one. We'll put the silver back on. The bass might, if we put the silver on, we might try a twitching retrieve this time. Let's do that. Try something a little different. Is that the silver one? No. Up the top. There we go. So let's try twitch. Now the way I do the twitching mode is I keep my rod up and just reel. That's the way I do twitch. Sometimes the bass like twitching rather than stop and go. I just reel. It's like one round. Although I'm not looking at my hand, I'm looking at the action of the lure. this game, more often than not, you'll find out that the fish will hit or strike when the lure is on the fall rather than on the rise. In real life, it's just the opposite. More often times they will hit it on the rise than on the fall. But as long as we catch fish, learn how to catch the fish. Well, the grass pickerels sure do like this, don't they? Let's see where we are. Press my escape key and see where we are in the... We're getting close to the peak. Okay. Let's go back over here and try this again. Walk a little forward. Twitch. See, when you're aiming for a specific species of fish, sometimes it gets a little harder to catch them. Persistence and patience. What do we got here? A little bit bigger fish. That might be what we're looking for. Might be what we're looking for. Yes, it was. How about that? Spotted bass. Okay. Now, let's go see if we can catch a catfish. And for the catfish, what we're going to need, our float rig. And we're going to put the float at about 55 inches. Let's try that. And we're going to kind of cheat a little bit. The way we're going to do it is we're going to go over here. We don't want an F11 key cast, so we hit that F11 key again, and that allows us to cast at different distances, where that F11 allows the rod just to cast at specified distance. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go up on this by this fence up on the road, and we're going to fish over the fence. We're going to put the semolina balls on there, though. Or we might try redworms. We'll just see what the channel cats want to eat. Go about halfway down here. Took a look over the edge here. There's the flowers. Okay. Now, open the map. We'll see where the deep hole is here. We're just about there. So we'll go just a little further. So we get in the middle of it. See these flowers right here, these white ones. And if you open the map, you see we're right in the middle of the deep hole. Okay. And this area right in here is what we want to cast to. So let's put semolina balls on there. We'll try them first. Now, I'm not sure about the leader length, so if it's too deep, I'll tell you what else we're going to need too. Let's see if we need a bigger bobber, which we don't have, so let's see if we can chop one. Because those semolina balls will, here we go, we can get an oval. Let's get an oval. I think that'll hold the semolina balls up. Should be in the backpack. Here it is. See if that'll hold it up. And you can use your right mouse button to click, and then when the blue gets right up to that line, that's where you want to cast. Press the left button. When it gets up there, you cast. And there we go. I'm going to put my headset back on so I can hear whether I get any strikes. You hear the ding because I have the bite alarm on. That's in settings also. So the sight bobber, I call this a sight bobber. It's vertical, which means that the bait is not on the bottom. If it was on the bottom, the sight bobber would be laying off to its side. You know, catfish are more active at night. We may have to go tonight. We'll find out. And they might like a little bit bigger hook. But if that's what you've got to fish with, that's what you have to fish with. Pretty flowers. Well, we got us a ding. Let's see what it is. We got something. What is it? It is a blacktail shiner. That's not what we're after, is it? Now I'll show you something else here. I'm going to cast it right out there. And then I'm going to press the middle wheel on my mouse. Oh, it won't do it here. Let's see if it'll do it with that. Nope. Most of your other rigs, I guess it won't do it with the telescopic. Most of the other rigs, you can push that middle wheel on your mouse and you get a little symbol right here. It looks like a guitar pick. That means that is clipped so that every time you cast, it'll go that distance. You just make sure that that blue line that's going up goes beyond that line, that cast line, and it might go out, but it'll come right back to that distance. Oh, there's a bigger fish. That might be it. That might be it. Here we go. Oh, that's the buffalo. Cool. Cool. Fish for one thing, catch something else. That's all right. Thank you, game. Thank you, game. So now all we need is a channel cat. We might try some worms there in a minute. Do. But if you like my video, please hit that subscribe button. And I've got a lot of videos. I've got close to 400. And it's on a little bit of everything. Oops, that's too close. Should have used the sight, shouldn't I? My aiming. Do. Now see, I could have had my drag a little bit higher, but I wasn't going to take a chance of losing my rig, because if you lose your rig and your bait is gone without catching a fish. And if you wind up losing enough of them, you got to buy some more, so you got to spend money. There again, if you don't spend the money, it's the same thing as making it in the game. And I will post those 3 links that are very, very helpful. Nope, that's not a catfish. When I catch a catfish, let's try redworms. That those 3 indicators over here on the right will go up just about as far as they did with that buffalo. And you'll know when you catch. I thought the buffalo was a catfish. See, little do I know. But you know how to catch a buffalo now. And where. What, where, when, and how. That's what it's all about. We may have to go a little bit deeper with this setting on the leader. You get down to where the catfish are. Catfish like to lay on the bottom. So we'll see what we catch here, and then what I'll do is I'll increase the bobber length by 10 inches at a time till it's down the bottom, then bring it up 4 or 5 inches. That's the way I do it. But if I'm trying to level up, I really don't like when you get to where you're at emerald and want to level up from emerald on beyond. Don't worry about a full net, just keep on fishing. Now here's another thing. There is one challenge in the game that it's to enter all available tournaments, which is competitions. Both really. One's tournaments, one's competitions. And in order to enter all the competitions, there's one called School Bass that you have to do at Mud River in Missouri. We're not getting hits there. Let's go a little deeper. And if you go beyond level 13, you cannot. Let's see, my peaky. If you go beyond level 13, that's the maximum level you can be to enter that competition. Now that's a devs competition. That's not a customized competition. What we got here? Oh, cool. A spotted bass on a worm. Awesome. But that's when you get there, all you have to do is catch one bass, and you can do that with that gold or that silver lure. You can move up and down the shore during that time frame and catch one bass. It's not real difficult, not impossible, but it's not real difficult. But that way you suffice that competition. And thereby, when you as you go down through the other competitions, as you get more advanced and more skilled, that takes care of one of the prerequisites. Because like I say, most of them are whatever the maximum level is in the game, which now is 70. Most of the competitions anywhere from level 3 to level 70 or 5 to level 70. So anywhere in there you can join a competition. If you catch one fish, you have joined that competition. You don't have to fish. Join that competition and then stay there, fish or whatever, the duration of the time, and that satisfies the qualification. Same thing with the custom competition. If you go into a team competition, no matter what level you are, if you catch one fish in that competition or no fish and your team wins, then you are given like whatever the reward is. If it's 5 bait coins, then you get that reward. If it's 10 bait coins per team member, then you do that, but you still have to be there. Those team competitions are easy to get bait coins. You just got to be lucky enough to get on the right team. Sometimes that's the key to the whole thing. Seems like the red team wins a lot of the times. I won on the blue team, but it's not too often. Seems like I always get put on the blue team. I don't know why. Just lucky, I guess. Well, come on, Channel Cat. We might put the semolina balls back on it and take our leader deeper. Let's try that. Let's do it another 10 inches. Now I'm using, you do the P key on your keyboard, or you can go back out to here and move your leader up and down, or you can use your P key. P key goes plus distance, 75, and the O key goes minus. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to put semolina balls back on. Now here's something else you can do too. You can press your Z key when you hold a rod in your hand. That brings your baits up, and you can rotate them with your wheel on the mouse, and whichever one you stop at up in that top right hand corner, that's the bait it's going to put on your hook. Oh, we're still vertical. Come on, ding. We want to hear a ding. There we go. Let's see what we get here. Wait till bobber goes. There we go. I don't think that's it. Nice crappie though. Let me see if we got a bigger hook. Do we have a bigger hook? You're not going to have any of these hooks. You might have a 10. Let's see if we can shop and find a simple hook. What size we got here? Number 4. Oh, give us the number 4. Let's try number 4. A little bit bigger hook. A little more bait. See if we can't talk at cat. Let's try another 10 inches. On the bobber or on the leader. Get it down there where they're at. We're still vertical. And I'm getting hot in here. My lights are, they're LED lights. They're not supposed to put out heat, but they do. I'm bringing it into 42 feet. No particular reason. Come on, catfish. Come on, catfish. Now, catfish, that might be it. They nibble, nibble, nibble. Nope, that's not it. They like to nibble, nibble, nibble before they hit. You'll find out later on when you get up to St. Croix and start fishing for the big blues. That barb will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Oops, 40. That's good enough. Up and down, and then finally it'll go under, and you set the hook. So if you set the hook when she's bouncing up and down, you're not going to get anything. Come on, catfish. Come on, catfish. Come on, catfish. See, it's kind of hard to fish without hearing the ding. I mean, you can watch the bobber, but at least when you can hear the ding, or if you have desktop speakers, you can hear the ding. That gives you a little bit of incentive to, come on, fish, take that bait. That could be a catfish, because that's what they do. They hit it, hit it, hit it. Come on, get up there. Oh, come on. What do we got? Ah, it's another buffalo. Because this up here didn't go cling to let us know that we caught what we was after. Let's try a little over here. Right over those flowers. How about a little traveling music, please? Yada 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 da. Well, let's bring it in a little bit. See what's here. Next time I'll cast it out a little further. Maybe like 55 feet, a little further out. Maybe that's where the hole is, the deep part of the hole is. And I think I'll put the bobber, or the length, the leader length, at maximum depth and see if it still is vertical. Let's do that. And all I gotta do is hold down this P key and it goes all the way to max. Just don't go click, click, click. Let's see, let's go that far out. So we're at 52 feet, so let's try that. We're still vertical, so we're still in the deep hole. That's good. I don't think I've ever caught buffaloes on semolina balls, so that's something to remember. Usually I catch them on bread. Maybe if I put bread on here, I'll catch a catfish. That's funny. We'll try that next. You never know. That's the way you learn things. Give it a try. If something's not working, just try something. It's a game. You're not going to hurt anything by trying something. Let's bring it in a little bit. That's why I like bobber fishing. Just lean back and relax. Lean back and relax. Well, let's try some redworms. Oh, we was going to try bread, wasn't we? Let's see what bread does. I'll do it this way. Or I could use the wheel on the mouse, press the Z down, and just wheel it over there. Oh, that's not going to be far enough. I forget what rod rig I'm using here. Doesn't cast real far. That bobber and that little bit of redworms on it's not very heavy either. You gotta give me some Tums. That's spicy supper. It's good, but it talks to you. Come on, catfish. Oh, for what it was worth, you probably already know this, but at the beginning, from number 1 up through number 16, the higher the number, the smaller the hook. And then you go the other way, from 1 to 1/0, all the way up through 14/0. The higher the number, the bigger the hook. Just in case you didn't know that. I know that's kind of simplistic, but you know, whatever. Well, let's try it at night. I'm going to hit my T key, and we're going to go down here at 9 o'clock at night, advance the time, and see if we can't catch it at night. Turn my light on. Zoom in, and we'll see what happens. A lot of times catfish are night feeders too. They are in real life, and the game tries to mimic real life as close as it can. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. There's a friend of mine on here, I call him T, that there's one thing on here that really bugs him, really does. If you ever go fishing in real life with what they call open bail reels, which is a spinning reel, the bail, which is this metal part, let's see, let me get the zoom back, this metal part right here that goes around, that puts a line on the reel, it should go, when you're looking down at it, should go counterclockwise. Well, when you're reeling these and you see it, it's going clockwise, which if you do that in real life, that lets the line out. It's just a little thing, but it bugs him. Ooh, it bugs him. Well, we're not getting much on bread, are we? So let's put our redworms back on and see what we can do with redworms. Or semolina ball. I'm going to press my Z key. We'll put semolina balls back on. We'll try semolina balls at night. Sometimes these missions take a lot of time. It's just part of fishing. I've told people more than once, a really bad, hard day of fishing is better than any good day on a job. And I've gone below the dam here by my house and I fished for 5 or 6 hours, not catch a single fish. And I still enjoy every minute of it. Then I've gone down there and catch a fish every cast. I enjoy that too. You gotta take the good with the bad. What we got? Come on. Take my bait, take my bait. Come on, fish. Come on, catfish. Channel cat, take my bait. Channel back. You can't wait. See if we can coax them a little bit. Sometimes you move the bait a little bit and it coaxes them to go ahead and take it. I do that in real life too. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, what we got here? Ooh, that's a nice fish. Smallmouth, bigger smallmouth buffalo. We got them down to a T, don't we? Are you there, catfish? Are you there, catfish? Catfish, where art thou? Come take my bait, eat it as chow. See, I'm a poet, don't know it, my feet show it, they're long, fellows. I want to tell you something else too. As you go along, you will discover the hardest, I don't care how easy they are to catch any other time, when you're doing a mission, the hardest fish to catch will be the last one. I've been playing this game for almost 4 years, and it just does not fail. The hardest fish to catch in a mission will be the last one. Come on, catfish. Come on, catfish. Come on, catfish. Maybe. Nope. Thank you for the fish, though. Oops. I'm going to zoom in. You can see that. Watch the bobber. We got us another buffalo. Yep. Okay, let's put the red worms back on. Let's see, let's move a little bit this side of this pole. No particular reason. That's just the way fishermen do. If they don't hit what you want in one place, move a little bit. You never know. Now, as you catch these fish, if you ever want to go back and catch them again, you can put your marker buoy down there, and on the marker buoy, it will show you whether it's night, early morning, whatever. And up the top, it says mark. And if you point your cursor up there and click on it, it'll go gray, and you can backspace or delete, and then you can type in there like number 4 hook, 98-inch leader, LDR leader, 10:25 p.m. And that way, next time you come down here, you'll know when to fish, where to fish, because that marker buoy will be there, and you can aim at it, and you know what to fish with, because it'll show you the bait. Then up the top, you know that it's got the hook, leader length, and a time, and then you'll be able to share those marker buoys with your friends. but you can only share them with people that are your friends in the game. Now you can share the GPS location. That's also when you call up a marker buoy. There's a GPS location. You can share that number with somebody that's not a friend. Was that just a little bit harder for them to position it? A bit later in the game, you'll learn how to do that a little easier. Now, here's the other thing. GPS locations are not the same from platform to platform. Like on Windows 10 or Xbox, the same GPS location will not be the same. From Steam to Windows 10 or from Windows 10 to PS4, sometimes they're not quite the same. Oh, looky here, pretty little dragonfly. Thank you very much. See, in the South, dragonflies are good luck. Oh, of all things I forgot to tell you, a Southern tradition. A lot of people down south, fishermen, they chew tobacco. And before you cast your bait or your lure out, you're supposed to spit on it. Fish like that little bit of smell. I don't chew tobacco, so I chew black licorice, and I spit on my lure my bait with black licorice. They like that too. See, this is like real fishing up on the lake at night, waiting on something to hit. You can't make them hit. Well, I don't want to hurt any feelings, but it's way past my bedtime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off right now and leave it sitting here, and then I'll pick it up in the morning. And I just, when I splice it, it'll all be together, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to close it up, and then I'll pick it up in the morning. Hope y'all sleep good. Okay, I cheated a little bit. I left. You see my nest's not full. And I got some pet food. So let's put some pet food on here. Pet food. Let's see if we can get a catfish with that. And I need to be further out than what we were. Need to be probably about as far as I can go with this rig. Let's see how far that'll get me out there. 55 feet. See, a bobber's not, well, got a ding, didn't we? Bobber is not straight up and down, which means it's not, the bait is laying on the bottom. Got a fish. I'll bring the bobber up some, or the leader. Looky there. How about that? You caught that really by mistake with the bait laying on. I told you they're bottom feeders. So there you go. That's your exploration number 2 at Texas. So thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe if you'd be so kind. And if you hit that bell over there, whichever side it's on, you'll get notified when I put new videos up. So remember, this pandemic, we will get through it together by the grace of God and by His grace only. PPPP, practice, patience, persistence will produce. Learn a little bit, pass it on. That's the fisherman's way. God bless you and your families. Take care, stay well, be safe. And remember, the Lord is coming. Be ready, okay? So thank you for spending one of the most valuable things you have with me, your time. Thank you for that. Join me on Twitch. Twitch is the same channel as my name here, Double Talk 73, and I stream just about every morning. So come and join me if you want to. And we have a good, clean stream. I have it designated for over 18, but that's just to cover my anatomy. But we keep our stream clean. I've got close to 9,000 words and phrases that my Nightbot will not allow in the chat. So I don't have to worry about children or women or offending anybody with some of the words that a lot of streamers seem to want to blurt out in chat. Okay, that's it for me. So stick a finger in me. So happy trails to you till we meet again. I hope you enjoyed my video. I'll catch you later. Y'all come back now, you hear?